Good day. Welcome to Easter Chat with a Journalist. I hope my sound is clear because there seems to be, some noise in the background that's out of my control. Working from home, so someone is mowing the lawn, and yeah, it's loud. I hope you guys can hear it from that side. But anyway, so today it's an interesting one because I'm chatting to Jade Leaf, who is the head of TuneCore South Africa. And basically, TuneCore is a digital distribution company. And this interview is just about, getting to understand, how it works and what artists can benefit from this collaboration. Not really collaboration, but uh, streaming platform called TuneCore. TuneCore is like famous all over the world. Hi, Jade.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm good, man. I hope you can hear me clearly. There's a bit of noise on my side. Can you hear it?
Yeah, no, I can hear you perfectly. It's the same with me. It's like I'm sitting outside and it was quiet the entire time, and now it's like there's a lot going on.
Yeah, yeah. Someone decided to mow the lawn just as I started this thing. But
No.
anyway, thank you so much for your time. It's not going to be a long one. Congratulations on your appointment. And, I just thought that I should chat to you so that, people that follow this page who are artists can, just get insights on what it is that, you're going to be bringing to Trinco, Southern Africa. So, yeah, man, my first question, for those that may not know what TuneCore is, simply put, what is TuneCore?
Cool. Yeah, that's a really great question because I think a lot of people don't really understand our service and what we do. But basically, we are a DIY distributor, right? So, quite simply, what that means is we offer a do-it-yourself service in the space where artists can sign up, log in, and decide if they want to release a single or an album with us, and we deliver it to all the stores. So, from Apple to Spotify, you name it. We've got over 150 stores, and we keep reviewing the stores that we add from across the world. So really, it is a one-stop solution for independent artists, and it doesn't matter the level of career that you're at, whether you're someone that's a part-time music creator or whether you're someone that's like a full-blown artist with a team. It's a service that works for you. I think the difference between us and other distributors is the fact that we give you 100% of 100%. So we do not take any money from you. You retain your ownership, you retain your masters, and other distributors actually take a percentage of that because they have a middleman who collects your royalties on your behalf, whereas we have relationships directly with the stores. So basically, the way it works is that you pay, whether it's a single, you pay a once-off fee. If it's an album, you pay a once-off fee, and then you pay a subscription fee every year to make sure that your music is maintained on those platforms. And I think it's quite a revolutionary model because it means that from our side, it means the value of an artist is an artist because we don't benefit because you make R1 million, for example, or if you make R100, but we offer the same level of art service for every artist.
I see. So, basically all an artist has to do is just, subscribe and then they pay a certain amount. Can we just talk about the pricing? Like, how much is it to pay? Let's say I'm
Yeah.
releasing a single, and how long is that amount, valid for?
Yeah, sure. So for a single, so we haven't, and obviously we just come to Africa. So part of my role is looking at how we make sure this is a localized service that, caters to our African market. But currently our pricing stands at $9.99. I think depending on the exchange rate, that's about 150 Rand for you to put up a single. And then the subscription is the same amount, and you pay that once a year. You set it up via debit order and you never have to think about it again. If you look at this in relation to kind of, your profits, for example, I think it's a very small fee to pay, especially because we offer artists, we have 24/7 customer care and support. So if you have any questions about your release or you need any help, there's somebody that can actually attend to you, which is great.
Okay, so I'm an artist, so now I pay this, this fee every 12 months. and then now, I'm subscribed. So how do I now then keep track of like where my song is playing? How do I get those insights? Is there like a dashboard? How does
Yes.
that work?
Yeah, that's great. So you have access to, we have a great reporting structure. So you know exactly, how many streams you're getting at any given point, and the associated revenue that's coming from those streams. So that's another great thing that we have, is the fact that you do have access to a reporting structure, which is great for you to make like A&R decisions, etc.
Okay, so what is this? So now I'm just trying to think. So is this available on the app? Is there an app whereby maybe an artist can log in and see all this info? How does it work? Or is it sent by email?
No, so you have to log in on your actual profile for you to access your, like on a computer, for example. So unfortunately, we don't have an app just yet for mobile, but with on your computer, you can actually access your dashboard via your logins.
Okay, so tell me about the vetting process, right? Because I can imagine, like, everybody that can make a song will want to submit. Is there a vetting process, or can anybody just submit a song?
No, so that's the difference with us, right? It's like when you go to an aggregator or you go to a label, there's an A&R process because, they're signing artists and they're sharing in the revenue. So there's a certain level of artists that they need to bring into their staple. Whereas with us, that's why I say we're for everybody. If you're someone who makes music on the side, and you want to monetize your music, which I think every artist should be doing instead of just, circulating on WhatsApp or just putting it on one DSP, for example. The process of releasing music as an independent artist means that the music needs to be available on all platforms. So, like I said, if you can sign up and you have recorded music and you can pay the fee, you're good to go.
Okay, wow, man, it sounds amazing, sounds very easy. So, but I'm just asking these questions because, I'm just trying to understand. So, obviously, I know you haven't been there long, but as far as insights in terms of like what South Africa, I know you're responsible for like the southern region of, of Africa rather. What are some of the insights? Like, what are Africans listening to? What are some of those genres that are like people should really look out for?
Oof, that's a broad question, right? And I think it's so difficult to refer to us as Africans because if you're familiar with the continent, the nuances from like region to region are very different. When you look at our neighboring countries from South Africa to Botswana, culturally it's different. Of course, there's a golden thread in that some things overlap and some things we all do, but it's really dependent on what corner you are in the continent. I
Mm,
think it's not really an insight, but I mean something that's kind of known in the music industry that a lot of money is being made from international music. So South Africa listens to quite a bit of international music, and I think what I would like to see in the future is for us to make majority of our money from our local music instead. That
mm,
means that there's a huge support for like the local music and the local industry. Not that there's anything wrong with international music, but in order for us to
mm,
build a sustainable ecosystem, the consumers also have a responsibility to support and stream the music and be a part of that
mm,
cycle. So I think that's something I'd really love to see. And sitting in South Africa now, we have the luxury. We know what's popping in Tanzania via the internet or via
mm,
streaming services. You can see on the top charts.
mm,
You can discover music a lot easier without ever leaving South Africa. So I
mm.
think I just want us to see us have a completely like closed system for Africa where we're listening to each other's music, sharing each other's music, and making sure that the artists get paid for their art, man. I think that's the thing that I care about the most.
Wow. And, I can imagine, you have your own plans. And, you just touched on that now of obviously, changing the music scene, especially digitally, because it's a field that like, a lot don't understand, including
Yeah.
myself. Yeah, there's a lot of information that, is hidden from us, and we're always trying to understand it a bit better. So, I want to know, like, people always say they're making money online, and we don't understand exactly how that's structured, right? So, I've heard, I always ask these questions. I've heard that like one stream equals 4 cents, something like that, right? So, if you can just help us understand, it's a two-part question. One, is it possible to get rich, or has it happened in South Africa where like an artist has been paid millions of rands from streams in South Africa? One, that's question number one. And two, like how does it work? Like if your song plays a million times, like roughly how much is, that is, like, and how, just explain that to me, please, if you can.
Well, yeah, you see, that's not, listen, that's not public facing knowledge, if I'm quite honest. I think what I will say with your first question, has somebody made millions from streaming? I think when you look at the continent, there's going to be 1 billion people, right? Or there's 1 billion people already and growing. And when you look at music markets like China and India specifically, they're seeing that growth in the amount of money that the music industry is generating, because people are signing up to streaming services, they're streaming music on a regular basis, and it's becoming a part of the culture. Whereas here, I think South Africa is really the only place where the scale has tipped a bit, in that a lot of the younger generation, especially, either have Apple or Jukes or Spotify, whatever title, whatever your preference is, and they're in that culture of like paying a subscription and listening to music. But we need to get to a point where majority of the people in our country and the continent are on streaming services so that they can make their money, right? When it comes to the equivalent, it's very complicated maths in terms of streams and revenue. And I can tell you that it will vary across the board. There's no kind of like, even us, there's no kind of like standard, this is what we follow and this is how much money it equates to. I think it's something that's constantly being updated, and it's different depending on the region, depending on how many paid subscribers there are on a service. You must remember, because we could have a majority of people on the service, but they're unpaid subscribers. So it's a lot more trickier than people kind of make it out to be. It's not as easy as saying one stream equals 1 rand, but unfortunately that's something that artists would have access to directly, and it would depend on their music, where it's been played, the amount of adverts, etc., etc., etc.
Okay. Well, thank you for answering that question. And then, second last question. Obviously, I mean, if you're in the music industry, you would know what TuneCore is, right? But obviously, I mean, the reason why you are here is to just amplify the brand here in
Yep.
Southern Africa. So what are some of your marketing plans to make sure that, you guys are dominant?
Yeah, I think it's still very early days in the fact that we're definitely trying to understand how we make sure that our product is optimized for our local challenges, South Africa is a little bit different again, because I say the infrastructure does support streaming. We use credit cards, we do online shopping, etc. It gets a little bit different when you branch out into the rest of South Africa, and it becomes trickier. But I think for me, the most important things are try to optimize our product for it to make sense for the artist. So things like making sure that like you can see it in your local currency, small steps like that. Maybe looking at other payment options. And these are not things that are going to happen tomorrow. These are things that we have to put on our product roadmap to look to for the future. But I think from a marketing perspective, look, we're just open to partnering with the authorities on the ground that speak to artists directly. We're not speaking to everybody. If you're the normal person on the street, you don't really need to know us. But to artists and to independent artists specifically, we have a big role to play. So I think our first step is just making sure that people understand what we are, that they have knowledge about the type of service that we offer. And I always say, the proof is in the pudding. If you work with TuneCore and you use the product, you see the benefits of it. And we've had a lot of artists that have been with us for years that still make use of TuneCore and have no qualms with it whatsoever. So at the same time, as an artist, you have to choose the thing that makes sense for you. I think we just want to make sure that artists have all the information that they have to see what kind of service we are and what we offer. Because, I mean, independence is a lot of work. It's not for everybody. It's really not. It's a lot of work, but you also earn 100% of the money. So, hard work, reward. But yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no. Last question is, who's the biggest artist, or who's the most successful artist from TuneCore globally?
I mean, this is just me saying, it would definitely say Russ, I think. When I say that, I don't, Russ has been quite like public facing in that, saying he uses TuneCore, you know, that he is an independent artist, that he makes his money from TuneCore specifically. I think he's even shown how much money he's made. So, I mean, Russ would definitely be the artist that people know the most. We do have other artists like Snow the Product and Calvin Carls. I think in a South African perspective, there's a lot of Afrikaans artists like, you know, Spoegwolf, who have the #1 album on Apple Music at the moment. I don't know if they've changed that spot. Francois van Coke, a lot of the Afrikaans and gospel artists that have been using us for a while. And Paul Sabina is also on there, who's doing amazing. So yeah, we're getting there, but it's not about, like I said, obviously it's amazing to have superstars on the service, but I think it's important to understand that we're here for every artist at every level of their career. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, last question from Chris, the illustrator. What upper hand would you guys say you have over DistroKid? Ooh.
No, look, I mean, you can look on the internet. And I mean, it's natural for DIY distributors, for people to compare us, because, you know, as an artist, you have to make the decision, why DistroKid or why TuneCore. And I think it's what I explained. DistroKid takes a cut of your revenue. They have a rev share model. So if you earn 500 Rand, I'm not sure what the percentage is. It's not common knowledge, but they have a third party operator who collects money on your behalf, and then they're entitled to 5%. I'm making up that number. Do not quote me on it, you know. Whereas with us, like I said, our model is completely different. We give you 100% of the money. We do not use a middleman. We do not share in your profits. We've got a subscription model. And also we've got great artist service. I think with me, you know, if you send an email today, our team is in the US and the rest of the world. If you send an email today, you'll get a response tomorrow. So you have access to a team of people that can help you, you know, with your release. I know people find DistroKid to be cheaper. That is true, but you pay for what you get, right? So while we are a little bit more expensive, we're definitely more professional, I would say, in terms of the quality of service that we offer. So if you're looking for that as a professional artist, then that's what we've got.
Okay, very well put. Thank you so much for your time, Jade. I really appreciate it. You know, these insights will help a lot of guys out there. You know, you know, this platform is for the dance culture, so a lot of DJs and, you know, all those guys will appreciate this information. And shout out
Can
to
we
you,
say,
man, for
no, can I say
yeah.
something to the DJ community? Can they please upload their music? Can they use online distribution? Can we stop sharing music on WhatsApp and Bluetooth and things like that? We need to make sure that the music goes through distribution so that they can get the money that they deserve. That's my thing to the dance community.
Yeah. You are 100% right. But also, you know, they come from a place whereby they are not given platforms, right? Because the other guys, other genres, you know, up until recently, especially with the Amapiano guys, other
Yes.
guys have radio, have got TV. Amapiano guys had to, you know, do everything themselves. They had to, you know, find creative ways of pushing out their music, and obviously sharing it for free worked, because if it's buzzing on the street, then
Yep.
radio has to play, you know. But I
100%.
completely get what you're saying, you know. But I think it's changing now. I think it's changing now.
Yeah, but it's also our job as consumers. It's a cultural thing. It's exactly what you're saying, right? Before COVID, you get to have a hot song on the streets, and then you get booked for shows, and that's how you make your money. And, you know, obviously we're going to get to a point where we're normal again, and we're getting there. But I think the importance is that we shouldn't be relying on live shows for our money. We need to culturally change and encourage our consumers to say, download the app, support me, you know, whatever app that is, or all the apps, stream my music, you know. And we need to send out that message so that people are not pirating music, because it's killing us as a music business. And, you know, we want the next generation to either work as me or behind the scenes, or, you know, at a streaming platform. And in order to do that, we have to grow the industry. So yeah, that's just my my passion point for today.
Yeah, no, and that's a valid point. You know, I just wanna, you know what I'm hoping to see? I just want to see one artist who's like, yo, I just made 1 million from just digital sales, and I'll be like, okay, we're onto something
It's
here. You know, I haven't
right.
met. Apparently, there are guys like that out there. I haven't met one yet, but But yeah, man, you know,
I-
yeah.
I'll give you this because I mean that's not something we can talk about, but I'll give you this. There are some people out there that are making a considerable amount of music just from streaming, you know. So
Mm,
like I said, independence is a lot of hard work, but having 50 fans and focusing on 50 fans and growing them to 500 and being able to mobilize those 500 fans says a lot,
mm,
you know. So I think
mm,
it's just a cultural aspect of where we need to focus on building these fan bases and making sure that they're supporting the music so that we can have a sustainable ecosystem. And it's going to happen. I'd just like it to happen sooner rather than later.
mm. Okay. I know I said it was the last question, but the last question for you,
Uh,
you know, before this, you were repping like a youth brand from a different company, right?
mm-hmm,
You were at Channel O, you know, so
mm,
you are very, it looks like you're invested in the youth culture. So
yeah.
what does this job mean for you?
I think what this job means for me, it means that people like me can do what I'm doing. They can be in they can be in a place where they can have a voice in a corporate environment, where they can have autonomy, where they can make decisions, where they can, you know, change the face of something or contribute to the future of music. That's always been important for me. Like all the roles that I've taken until this point have been about, you know, does this contribute to culture in the short or the long term? And so for me, something like TuneCore is it's a long-term play, right? And it's an
Mm,
important message of, like I said to you, you know, people want to go straight to the flashy, like what partnerships are you guys doing? You know, like what cool stuff are you doing? But the truth is, it starts with education. There's a lot of fake news in the music industry. There's a lot of things that are not true. There's a lot of things that are being said that people take out of context and then take that as law, you know. So we need
mm,
more transparency in our industry. We need more education around you know,
mm,
how to monetize aspects, how to build fan bases, how to push our music and market it and promote it. And I think this means a lot to me because it means I get to impact or influence the next generation of artists and help them make the right decisions. You know, labels are not bad, aggregators are not bad, distributors are not bad, but you need to understand all the facts before you get into something. And once you have those, you can make a decision that makes sense for you and makes sense for your music business. Because as an artist, it is a business and it should be treated as such.
okay, very well put. And we'll leave it at that, ladies and gents. Thank you so much, ne?
Thank you so much. Thanks for taking the time to talk to me. This has been so much fun.
Okay, ne. Sharp, sharp.
Okay, cheers. Bye.
Bye.